Hi everyone, welcome back to Jessipes. I'm Jess. I make recipes that are fun, easy, and healthy. Today I'm going to share with you my top 5 tips for getting healthy, staying fit, and maybe even losing some weight. So my first tip to you is to rely on good habits versus motivation. So a lot of times people say, well, how do you stay motivated to go to the gym? Or how do you stay motivated to eat healthy? Well, my number one tip is you need to create a habit. So you're not relying on that feeling like, oh, I really want to go today. It's that it is a part of your everyday routine. So for example, I go to Burn Boot Camp every morning. It's very rare that I skip a day. I do try really hard to listen to my body, and if for some reason I do need a day off, that's totally okay. But it's a part of my routine now, because that way I'm not thinking like, oh, do I want to go today? You know, there's going to be a day here and there that you don't feel like it, but you go anyway. Like, unless I feel like I have like, not an injury, but like, you know, something that I shouldn't go or I really need the rest, I just go. It's just a part of my routine. So I think it's really important to develop those habits and start slow. Like maybe you just have starting off, if you've never been to the gym, maybe it's like once or twice a week and you just set certain days you're going to go and then add on as you go. So make it a habit. Don't rely on that motivation because some days it's just not going to be there. So you have to have that habit established so that you can fall back on it. My second tip is to have non-scale goals. So things that you want to do to move yourself forward that don't rely on the scale moving necessarily. So maybe it's like a certain movement you want to do better at the gym, like increasing your weight or being able to do a certain amount of reps of something. Maybe it's even like I want to have this many vegetables per day, because as you achieve those goals, it gives you that feeling of accomplishment. Whereas if you're only relying on the scale itself moving, it can take a while to make these changes. And maybe you won't even lose pounds because you're building muscle, and that can be really frustrating. So I think you can still see progress in various ways if you set up those goals that are like non-scale victories. So for me, at this point, I feel like I am pretty like steady in terms of my weight. So my goals are about my performance in the gym. Like sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go for the full 60 seconds when we're doing an exercise and not stop. Or I'm really working on my pull-ups now. I wanna get like multiple pull-ups in a row. So I can still see progress in what I'm able to accomplish, but it doesn't rely on the scale, because for me the scale probably isn't going to move a ton anymore, and if I was only relying on the scale, then that would be super discouraging. My third tip is to find your fit squad. So I personally go to Burn Boot Camp, and it's an amazing community of women, and for me that is really awesome. Like we give high fives after doing exercises, like in between or when you switch stations. So I find that's incredibly motivating and keeps the energy up, but you might not have that. Not everybody has that at their gym. So maybe you have a friend that you can buddy up with, or like maybe you can actually go to the gym together, or maybe they're just kind of like keeping you accountable. Maybe you can talk to the front desk person and say, hey, I'm hoping to come here every Monday, so, I'll see you next Monday, and then kind of like build up the rapport there. Maybe you're just posting to your Facebook and, letting people know that this is your intention. I think it's awesome when you can put the intention out there, and you'll be surprised, like people are gonna rally around you and encourage you. So even if you don't have a gym situation where the people at the gym are motivating you, still, I think like tell friends, family, like put it out there that this is your goal, and that's going to really help you as well to stick to your plan, because once you say that's what you're going to do, then you're going to want to fulfill that. Number 4 is focus on your food. So they say you can't out-train a bad diet, and I can tell you that 100% from firsthand experience. Not that I eat super bad or anything, but I notice such a difference. Like when I do really focus on my nutrition versus when I don't, is when I see like real noticeable results. So really, I think putting nutrition like as a main goal, if you truly want to live a healthy lifestyle, I think that's incredibly important. And so that's basically why I started my channel, was for myself, selfishly, because I wasn't putting the time into making recipes. I wasn't focusing on that aspect, but I knew that I needed to. So I started meal prepping, and it felt so good to actually like make meals for myself and have food for the week and not scramble and not just like grab things that weren't good for me. And I've noticed such a difference. And I also obviously want to share that with others because I know it's a struggle. I know we're all super busy, whether it's like work or family or just stress in general. So I'm hoping that sharing with you all can also help you as well, but it also keeps me accountable because I have to make new recipes and try new things. And so it's been really positive for me and a great way to focus on my nutrition. And my last tip, tip number 5, is to get enough sleep. I would say, like, when I think about where I allocate my time, my sleep is like basically number 1. I do wake up very early every morning. I wake up at, right now I'm waking up at 4:20 in the morning to do like my morning routine and get to the gym on time. So that means I go to bed between 8 and 9 every night, and that's very, very important to me. I know that my body needs the rest to recover, and I need the sleep for my brain to work well. And I used to be tired all the time back in the day when, like, especially my old house, like many years ago, I couldn't get good sleep. It was a terrible living situation, and I would be groggy. I had no energy. I was basically like miserable a lot. Like I got through, obviously. But now that I prioritize sleep and I really make sure that I get those like 7 to 8 hours and then hopefully like 9+ on the weekend, I've seen such a difference. I actually have a sleep tracking app, and my like median for like the years I've been tracking my sleep for like 3 years, my average sleep is just above 8 hours. So I know that I'm getting that quality sleep, and I don't sleep like crazy on the weekend. Like obviously I sleep later. I don't get up at 4 in the morning on the weekend, but it's not like I don't sleep till noon, so it's not like skewed by that or anything. So sleep is so incredibly important for your body, for your brain, for your mental state. So I can't stress enough, really put sleep as a priority. And I know, like for me, I do need to get up early, and I am able to go to bed early enough to do that. So just try as best as you can to schedule your day so that you can put sleep as a priority. So those are my 5 tips. I hope that this really helped you. If it did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next Jessipes soon. Bye.